Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today our topic is mainly about introducing yourself. Now we know that as an individual we are faced in situations where we have to introduce ourselves, whether it be at a conference, at a meeting, for an interview, or even when you are new in school or new in college or even at your workplace, you have to introduce yourself. Now, it's always good to try and make a first impression. I won't say first impression is that important, but it's definitely important when it comes to an interview, meeting, or conference. Now, how do you introduce yourself? Now, let's look at an interview. Like it's just two people in a room. So, in this kind of setting, it's always good to introduce yourself in a formal manner. So, you can say, "Good morning, my name is Dina." Otherwise, if you are like at a meeting and you're introducing yourself, it's okay if you say, "Hello, my name is Dina." Otherwise, you can say, "Hi, I'm Dina" as well. So, they would naturally respond to what you are saying. So, in a formal setting, like in an interview, they would say, "Good morning, my name is David. Please take your seat." Right? So, that's how it tends to go for it. Otherwise, they can say, "Hello, I'm David. It's good to meet you." Or they can say, "Hi, I'm David. It's nice to meet you." So, it's good to meet you, or you can say, "Nice to meet you." Either way, it's also a good way to respond. But when you are in an interview, and it's always good not to ask the person for their name, like in the say like the person where during who's conducting the interview for you, please don't ask their name, because you are expected to know the name of the person who's taking your interview and a bit about the company. So in this case, please don't ask them their name, but you have to mention who you are, right? The next thing that I want to specify here is that you need to avoid certain things. Like when you introduce yourself, please don't say "myself, Dina." That is absolutely wrong to do so. It's a big no to do that. You can use "myself" in different kinds of sentence, like "I myself was upset about the entire situation," but it's not a good way to actually introduce yourself and say "myself, Dina." The other method that you should not use is actually, "This is Dina here," right? So you're introducing yourself to some person, you say, "This is Dina here." That is just odd. I just heard people use that line when they're answering a telephone, like "Hello, this is Dina here," right? That seems like okay, but not when you're introducing yourself. Right. Sometimes when you introduce yourself to a person, they might not tell you their name. So in this case, if it's a meeting or a conference and all, you can ask them their name, like "What's your name?" Or you can say, "And you are," right? That is also a good way to get to know the person's name. And of course, sometimes you might not hear the name clearly, or you didn't understand properly. In this case, you can of course ask, "Sorry, I didn't get your name. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you properly." Or you can say, "I'm sorry, I didn't get that," right? So be very polite when you're introducing yourself, because that's your first impression. And from there, you can go on to other questions, like for meeting and things like that. You can go on like where you're from and all that, but not when you are in the middle of an interview. You don't ask questions like where you're from and all, because the questions will be asked to you, right? So basically, just a good introduction about yourself would be sufficient to break that ice between people, and you can just move on to the conversation and talk to the other person very comfortably. I hope you like this video and have learned how to introduce yourself. If you like my video, please subscribe and share. Thank you.